In today's digital age, websites are everywhere. They are essential for businesses, organizations, and individuals alike. However, these websites are often vulnerable to attacks. Hackers are constantly looking for ways to exploit weaknesses in websites. These weaknesses are called vulnerabilities. Understanding these vulnerabilities is crucial for protecting sensitive information. One common vulnerability is cross-site scripting, or XSS. Another common vulnerability is SQL injection. Hackers can also exploit weak authentication systems. This is known as broken authentication. When hackers exploit these vulnerabilities, they can cause serious damage. They can steal data, deface websites, and even take control of entire systems. The consequences can be devastating. Protecting websites from these threats is paramount. It requires a combination of secure coding practices and ethical hacking techniques. By understanding how hackers operate, we can better defend against their attacks. Cross-site scripting, or XSS, is a common and dangerous website vulnerability. It occurs when an attacker injects malicious code into a website. This code is then executed by unsuspecting users who visit the website. XSS attacks typically target websites that allow user input. For example, a website with a comment section or a search bar could be vulnerable to XSS. The attacker injects malicious code into the input field. This code might be hidden in a link or embedded in a seemingly harmless message. When a user clicks on the link or views the message, the malicious code is executed in their web browser. The attacker can then steal the user's cookies, hijack their session, or even redirect them to a malicious website. XSS attacks can be difficult to detect. The malicious code is often hidden from view. Users may not even realize that they have been compromised. Preventing XSS attacks requires careful input validation and output encoding. Websites must sanitize user input to remove any potentially harmful code. SQL injection, or SQLI, is another serious website vulnerability. It targets websites that use databases to store information. Hackers exploit flaws in the website's code to inject malicious SQL commands. These commands are then executed by the database server. SQLI attacks can be used to retrieve sensitive data from the database. This data might include usernames, passwords, credit card numbers, or other confidential information. Attackers can also use SQLI to modify or delete data in the database. In some cases, they can even gain complete control of the database server. To protect against SQLI attacks, websites must use parameterized queries or prepared statements. These techniques prevent malicious SQL commands from being executed. Input validation is also crucial for preventing SQLI. Broken authentication refers to vulnerabilities in a website's authentication system. Authentication is the process of verifying a user's identity. When authentication is broken, attackers can bypass security measures and gain unauthorized access to the website. There are many ways that authentication can be broken. Weak passwords, missing password complexity requirements, and predictable credential recovery mechanisms are common vulnerabilities. Attackers can exploit these weaknesses to guess passwords, steal credentials, or take over user accounts. To strengthen authentication, websites should enforce strong password policies. Multi-factor authentication, or MFA, adds an extra layer of security. Regular security audits and penetration testing can help identify and mitigate authentication vulnerabilities. Section 5. Secure coding practices. Building a fortress. Preventing website vulnerabilities requires a proactive approach. Secure coding practices are essential for building secure websites from the ground up. Developers must be aware of common vulnerabilities and follow best practices to mitigate them. Input validation is one of the most important secure coding practices. All user input should be treated as potentially malicious. Websites must validate input to ensure that it meets the expected format and data type. Output encoding is another crucial practice. It involves transforming data before it is displayed to the user. This prevents malicious code from being executed in the user's browser. Other secure coding practices include using a secure development lifecycle, performing regular code reviews, and keeping software up to date. By following these practices, developers can significantly reduce the risk of website vulnerabilities. Section 6, Kali Linux, the Ethical Hackers Toolkit. Ethical hackers play a crucial role in cybersecurity. They use their skills to identify and exploit vulnerabilities before malicious actors can find them. Kali Linux is a powerful operating system that provides ethical hackers with a wide range of tools for penetration testing.
Kali Linux is a Debian-based distribution designed specifically for penetration testing and security auditing. It comes pre-installed with a vast collection of tools for reconnaissance, vulnerability scanning, exploitation, and reporting. These tools allow ethical hackers to simulate real-world attacks and assess the security posture of websites and networks.
Using Kali Linux, ethical hackers can perform comprehensive security assessments. They can identify vulnerabilities, exploit weaknesses, and provide recommendations for improving security. Kali Linux is an invaluable resource for anyone involved in cybersecurity. Section 7. Nmap Mapping the Digital Landscape.
An Nmap, or Network Mapper, is a powerful network scanning tool included in Kali Linux. It's used to discover hosts and services on a network. Nmap sends specially crafted packets to target machines and analyzes the responses to determine what services are running, what operating systems they are using, and what firewalls are in place.
Ethical hackers use Nmap for reconnaissance. By mapping out the target network, they can identify potential targets for further investigation. Nmap can also be used to identify open ports, which may indicate vulnerable services.
Nmap is a versatile tool that can be used for both offensive and defensive security purposes. It is an essential tool for any ethical hacker.
Section 8. SQL Map Unlocking Database Secrets.
SQL Map is an open-source penetration testing tool that automates the process of detecting and exploiting SQL injection flaws. It is a powerful tool that can be used to retrieve data from databases. SQL Map works by sending specially crafted SQL queries to the target website. It then analyzes the responses to determine if the website is vulnerable to SQL injection.
If a vulnerability is found, SQL Map can be used to extract data from the database. SQL Map is a valuable tool for ethical hackers who need to assess the security of web applications. It can help identify and exploit SQL injection vulnerabilities, allowing organizations to fix them before attackers can cause harm. Section 9. Metasploit Automating the Exploit.
Metasploit is a powerful penetration testing framework that provides a vast collection of exploits, payloads, and auxiliary modules. It allows ethical hackers to automate the process of exploiting vulnerabilities. Metasploit provides a consistent interface for interacting with exploits. This makes it easier for ethical hackers to use exploits and reduces the likelihood of errors.
Metasploit also includes a wide range of payloads, which can be used to perform various actions on a compromised system. Metasploit is a powerful tool that can be used for both ethical hacking and malicious purposes. It is essential for ethical hackers to use Metasploit responsibly and ethically. Section 10. Ethical Hacking, a Force for Good.
Ethical hacking plays a vital role in improving cybersecurity. By identifying and exploiting vulnerabilities before malicious actors can find them, ethical hackers help make the internet a safer place. Ethical hacking is not about breaking the law or causing harm. It is about using hacking skills for good.
Ethical hackers operate with permission from the system owners and adhere to a strict code of ethics. As the number of cyber attacks continues to rise, the demand for skilled ethical hackers will only continue to grow. By learning about website hacking and ethical hacking techniques, individuals can pursue a rewarding career in cybersecurity.